A few things that I noticed about this video that I think are worth mentioning. Um, First, from what I saw in your video, I have no idea where you live. You're in a room very much like the room that I'm in. The clutter that you had in the background is very much like the clutter that I have scattered around this room. If anything, your room is a little bit tidier than the one that I generally do my videos in. Your ringtone, the ringtone in your video, I know it wasn't intentional. I know you didn't intend for your cell phone to keep going off and interrupting you. But I thought I thought it was interesting, and I think it's significant um, that at the other end of the globe, at the opposite side of the globe, um, this is my third take on this video because my phone kept ringing and my ringtone kept interrupting the recording. So we're in we're in very similar places in many ways. We're in very similar places, and I appreciate that. And I just like to draw some attention. I just like to draw some attention to the fact that whatever differences may exist across the globe, that at least here, people participating in this conversation, we can have two rooms separated by thousands of miles with two people having their attempt at making a video interrupted by their cell phones. I think that's important. You said that we want the best for our loved ones and that we are the same because of that. I would say that in that way we are the same. In that we want the best for the people we care about, we are very much the same. But the ways that we go about trying to bring about that best, that greatest good for the people that we care for, are quite different. In many ways similar, in many ways quite different. And that isn't a problem. That's something that I don't think we hear emphasized nearly enough. The differences in the ways that you try to benefit the people that you care about from the ways that I try to benefit the people that I care about, those differences are not a problem. Those differences are a blessing. Those differences mean that if you and I can sit down and talk about how we try to do good in the world, you have thought of things that I haven't. I have thought of things that you haven't. Part of this is individual. We live different lives. We have different thoughts. And so we come up with different solutions. Part of it is cultural, that over time those solutions accumulate and a given nation or a given people will come up with a set of working solutions that they refer to. And if we were incapable of communicating, those differences would divide us forever. And those differences would do nothing for us except fuel conflict. But we can communicate. And because we can communicate, and because we are communicating, we're involved in the process, we're invested in the process, we want to communicate. And because of this, that means that those different solutions are shared. Because we are communicating, you do not go through life with one man's set of solutions at your disposal. You have at your fingertips the solutions of every person that you are willing to speak with and that is willing to speak with you. And when we're talking about bridging gaps between cultures, between nations, between languages, the gaps are broader. The differences are greater than perhaps my walking down the street and having them help me with some problem solving. But so too are the benefits. As different as our solutions are, as different as our ideas are, so too is it unlikely that I would come up with that approach, that idea, or that solution on my own. When we're looking at a world that seems to be getting increasingly small, it seems that every global conflict winds up at everyone's back door. It seems that the vast pools of resources that we had thought were inexhaustible, in some cases, are drying up. It's more important than ever that we realize that differences between people and differences between cultures can breed adversity, but they can also breed opportunity.